Hi, I'm Gail Hunt from Automate UK. Welcome to Fairfields Farm, where innovation flourishes amid the evolving landscape of the snack industry. Today, we'll dive into the here and now, uncovering the highs and lows that shape Fairfields Farm crisps in today's world. Firstly, let's hear from Simon Hurd, Operations Director of Fairfields Farm Crisps, as we talk to him about how the snack industry has evolved. I'm here today with Simon Hurd, Operations Director of Fairfields Farm Crisps, and we're in the factory right near this lovely fryer. So let's talk about the technologies, the difference you've seen in the factory since you've been here.
Yeah, well, I started here about 8 years ago, and then we had just two very simple fryers. Everything was very manual, almost to the point of hand seasoning, and we had a lot of time spent on cleaning processes, etc. So the first part of what I wanted to do was bring the factory up to a BRC standard.
Right, okay.
So we looked at everything we currently had and looked at a phased development of how we continue to build the factory in line with what BRC would require.
Yeah.
So we started with looking at the seasoning, handling, and how we take out the allergen risk within the factory. And that was the first stage of the process. So that happened in 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And from that point on, we then started to build the factory in other areas. So we upgraded the bagging machines, started with one eye sheeder, and then last year we put in a second eye sheeder.
Yep.
And also in about 2019, we upgraded to put two further fryers in operation.
Oh, okay.
So we've gone from 2 fryers up to 4 fryers. And then in the next 4 weeks, we should be putting in a 5th fryer, which doubles our capacity.
Wow. So will this equipment go?
2 of these will stay,
Right.
2 will go. So 2 stay, so it gives us additional capacity if we need it.
Yeah.
If one machine breaks down, we've still got other machines to run.
Yeah. And do you use it for new product development and so a bit more flexibility?
This will give us a lot more time to do NPD.
Yeah.
So currently we try and squeeze new product development into a factory that's already at 100% capacity.
I can imagine how that goes.
Yeah, it's very fraught. It's sometimes come back in the middle of night, do a bit of NPD.
Yeah.
What this will mean is we will have one machine where we can constantly do NPD. And that's part of what we do well as a business. Because we're small, we're a family-run firm, NPD has to be key for us to drive forward new products, new flavours, etc.
So the automation that you put in, that you know, as soon as you came here, you must have thought, blimey, we need to sort this out.
Yeah. We're a little bit isolated, so Colchester is sort of 3 or 4 miles away. We're not on a public transport route, so it's getting staff here is quite tricky. So the main thing you have to do is automate as much as possible because it's not easy to find staff and keep staff. So it's automation every step of the way. So at the moment we've concentrated on the factory, developing, automating within the factory. We put in an optical sorter that removed 4 people from the line. We put in the Ishida baggers. That took 2 people off the line, and when we put the automated case packer in, that took another 2 people off the line. What was good for us was meant that we didn't have to make people redundant. It meant that we could utilise the staff across 2 shifts rather than just having the one shift.
Okay, so no one left.
No one's lost a job.
Were they retrained and
retrained?
Probably nicer job. Who wants to be lugging boxes in 2024? I mean, I know they're not heavy.
Sometimes it's better than working in front of a computer.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get a little bit relief and come out and help.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a monotonous job.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
So much has changed at Fairfields Farm Crisps, as in the wider snack industry. So we're about to meet Anita Bass, factory manager here, who's going to talk us through the automation they've recently installed and the difference that it's brought to the site. I'm here with Anita Vase, the factory manager of Fairfields Farm Crisps, and we're here looking at all the new kit that's been put in this plant recently. So talk us through what the kit is and what it's doing.
Yeah, we have got a shader bagger.
Yep.
As you can see, it's packing 40 grams at the minute. We can change the sizes as well, 25 grams, 40 grams, 150 grams. It goes through the seal checker.
Okay.
So the middle kit is where it checks the weight and seal any leakage. And if it does come across any faulty packs, it gets rejected on the side.
Okay.
With the air blow. And the ones pass through the quality check, it goes through the case packer and goes through the tape machine, seals the box and label applicator at the end.
So today you're actually making the brand new prawn cocktail.
Indeed.
So this is the first time it's run in the factory?
This is the first time. Yeah.
So in terms of this machine, so in terms of speeds,
Yeah.
what difference has this made to your lines, to your volumes?
Well, the speed is faster than people could pack them up, so we get more output out from these machines.
So how many a minute on this bagger?
At the moment, 100 bags per minute.
100 bags a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. So as well as this equipment, of course, what we haven't mentioned are the multi-head weighers that are above us here. And so what are they doing and how have they benefited you?
They're more accurate weight-wise.
Yeah.
So
how many buckets do you have up there? Are they
24.
24 buckets,
Yeah.
all coming down in different
Yeah,
things?
individually, yeah.
And so is that decreased giveaway?
That increase, yes. Yeah.
So you're not wasting as
no,
much?
we not.
So you've got that as a quality control, you've got the check weigher as a quality control.
Yeah.
So this is all part of your brand strategy of high quality,
Yeah.
sustainable manufacture.
Yeah.
And I noticed when we were coming round that your crisps that are rejected before they even get to packing, what happens to those crisps that aren't even packed?
We have got where the chilled crisps unseasoned ones.
Yes.
It goes through the machine where it gets rejected. That goes to animal feed.
Animal feed,
Yeah.
okay. So although it's waste from the factory, it's still used.
It's still used, yeah.
So again, all part of your sustainable manufacturing
Yeah.
and to go with your brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you very much
Thank
for your
you.
time. All this automation has transformed Fairfields Farm, but how do they still stay true to their brand? Let's go outside into the fields and meet Tash Jones, the commercial director, and she can tell us more. We're here in the beautiful Essex countryside with Tash Jones, the commercial director of Fairfields Farm Crisps, and we're talking today about what's happened really since Fairfields started off all those years ago, and how has it evolved as a brand?
Well, obviously we make a lot more crisps than we used to.
Yeah.
We're available in more places, but the industry has changed a lot as well. So there was this big explosion in hand-cooked crisps. People wanted something a little bit posher to have with their dinner, and that's kind of the niche that we fell into. And sort of around 2010 through to 2012, that started to change a little bit, and you got things coming in through nuts, different types of snacking. So our competitor set is huge.
Yeah.
The snacking sector is huge, but the really good thing for us is that crisps are the most eaten snack in the UK, and I think something like 90% of people say they'll eat crisps at least once a month. So we're here for those people, and we'll still be here for those people, hopefully in another 24 years.
Yeah.
So it has changed a lot. We're still doing a bit of adaptation, a bit of innovation to try and keep up with consumer demands, how they're changing. So for example, there's a lot more focus these days on things that have a bit lower fat, that are slightly healthier for you. People still want to have their crisps, but if we can get the fat level down a little bit, then that's exciting. That's something they want to know, and that's something that we have to innovate through technology as well. So those kind of that's our roadmap, I guess, for the future, to have that option available for our customers.
So the automation that you've invested in at your site, is mirrored by the investment you've put into farming techniques for your sustainability message with your products?
Yeah, absolutely. So even though we have a plough that we don't use anymore, because we use just very, very minimal tilling when we put the potatoes in the ground, even though we don't use that anymore, we do have lots of other kit that we do use. So this year we've got a new planter, which is really smart because it puts a little bit of fertiliser in right next to the potato at the point of planting, rather than having widespread fertiliser through the soil, which means that we should be, one, saving money, which is good, but also doing a better job for the environment by reducing all of the sort of carbon inputs from production of fertiliser. So that's something we're trialling this year. We're really excited about it. And it's really fun always if we can come down to the farm when the guys are planting, when they're harvesting, and just see what new gizmos the guys have got. There's always something new. Always.
Boys and their toys.
Boys and their toys.
Yeah, they love it. But you don't really, it's interesting, isn't it? Because as an outsider, as a consumer of a bag of crisps, you don't always think about the technology that goes into farming.
No, absolutely. And you don't often think about all the effort, the work, the land management that goes with it as well, because crisps are a very simple product. They aren't ultra processed to the sense that there are lots and lots of different ingredients put in. Our sea salt crisps are salt, potatoes, oil, and that's it. That's it on the ingredients. So the potatoes are such a core part of that what we see as our challenge is to explain to consumers that potatoes come from the ground and that when they come from the ground they need to be looked after. They could be intensively farmed. We could potentially make many more potatoes and many more crisps each year, but because this is a family farming business, because they want to be farming here for generations, it means that they have to leave the soil, leave the land in a way that it can continue to be productive, rather than just short term try and get as much out of it as possible. So it's that ethos that we have to try and communicate to consumers, and we know that that is something that they're responsive to as well. So now really we want to communicate all the great things we do on the land, because we do so much, and it's just about getting that message a bit further and try and also encourage other farmers to look at the way that they do their practices and think maybe I could tweak things a little bit and make it a bit better for tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Let's hear from Laura and Robert Strathern, co-founders of Fairfields Farm, on how the landscape has changed. So, Fairfields Farm brand, how is that changing to meet today's consumer needs?
Yeah, so I think today's consumer is quite demanding, and it's important for us to kind of align our brand to what we think the market is requiring. So in terms of end-to-end control of growing the potatoes, full production through and delivering direct to the customer, we have all of that through. So we know exactly what's happening all the way through the process.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's important that the customer understands that we've produced it in a sustainable way, we've took care of the environment, and our carbon neutral credentials certainly add weight to that as well. And it's something that other crisp producers can't do. We know where all our potatoes come from, whereas other factories have to take whatever is available on the day.
Right.
And I think as well with the flavours, we have tried to be very inclusive in making sure that we have vegan, gluten-free, and we're working on new flavours and different projects to make sure that our crisp is, really relevant in today's modern consumer.
Because you have tie-ups with other local brands as well, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We always have from the start. We work with Aspel cider vinegar. We use a local flavour house to make sure that we can tweak our flavours very quickly, or if we want to change something or make it slightly stronger for certain markets. So and it's the flavour and how healthy that is very important.
Cool, thank you very much. Who knew so much investment and time went into producing the humble crisp? But what's next for Fairfields Farm? Come along and see for yourself the groundbreaking solutions and eco-friendly methods propelling Fairfields Farm crisps into tomorrow.